Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Buzzsaw from the Transformers Legacy line from Hasbro. This is one of 3 Walmart exclusives. It's not really part of Wave 1, it's not really part of Wave 2. They did 3 repaints / slight remolds of Kingdom toys and put them under the Legacy line, but they're Walmart exclusives. So as you can tell, Buzzsaw is a repaint of Waspinator, but he does have a new head sculpt, and we'll get into that a little bit more later on. Over here on the side, really nice artwork. You have kind of like a full robot shot here, and then a close-up of the head. But something I thought was kind of interesting, we got a little plastic window there. I know I've been saying this in a lot of my videos that I really don't mind the plasticless packaging. I totally get it. But if they're going to have the toy kind of completely exposed, I didn't really like that. So I was like, just this little bit of plastic here just to, enclose the figure was all I was asking for. And I don't think they listened to me, but somehow it happened. I guess I manifested it into being. So, and I'm fine with that. If that's all the plastic that we have for the packaging, I think that's a good idea. That way you can still look in, see the figure, but no one can actually get into it, which I think is really nice. So we have this standard kind of Decepticon picture over on this side. Not really anything going on the top or the bottom. Spin around to the back and you can see the robot mode. And I guess he's more of a Hornet than a Wasp this time. I don't really know. It's all in the B family. But yeah, pretty cool. I think this guy's going to be great. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the box here and we'll take a closer look. So here he is out of the packaging and I think he looks good. I think they did a really nice job with this one. I know it's basically the same color scheme as Waspinator. It's black, it's yellow, it's green, it's purple, but I kind of really like this guy a lot. I might even like this color scheme or this configuration of the same color scheme better than Waspinator. I just think it looks really, really cool. The black and yellow really pop. I kind of like how the black paint just kind of gradiates into the yellow down here. I like the translucent green here for the bug eyes. I think the head sculpt really works. You got a nice bit of light piping there for the visor, which is pretty cool. Now, you can tell the whole head is just molded out of the yellow plastic, and then they painted the purple on for the helmet, which, don't get me wrong, looks good. But you kind of lose some of the face detail there in that yellow plastic. It would have been nice if they could have done like a black wash or something just to really make all that detail pop, because, I don't know, it just kind of blends into the yellow there. But otherwise, still pretty cool. Again, if you're not familiar with the original toy, it did have like a robot head and a beast head. So the, design of Waspinator for the show, they used the beast head, and this was the robot head. So it's a kind of way to give us a little bit of a variant when reusing the mold. So that's kind of cool. You got the nice translucent black wings here, which I think look really good. I'm not a huge fan of the weapon, though, I gotta be honest. I just kind of lazy to me. It really just looks like he's holding the stinger. You got a little bit of like a gun molded underneath. And if they had a way to kind of have the peg rotate around so that he could hold it like that, it might have been something. But it really just kind of looks like he's holding the stinger. So I didn't really like that for Waspinator. I don't really like that here. The other thing I don't really care for is all the giant bug legs. They really get in the way. The arm ones aren't too bad, but the ones on the legs, they're so big and they just really get in the way. And I don't know what else they would do with them, to be honest. But that was so pretty much the same problems I had with Waspinator, because it is 90% the same mold. But otherwise, I think it's a fun, good time. I mean, I really don't have too many problems with it. Those bug legs just get in the way so much. Head can tilt back a little bit, can tilt forward a little bit. Not really too much tilting side to side, but you can rotate side to side, no problem. You do have a hinge and a rotation in the shoulder. Now, you have a little bit of movement here where the shoulder actually meets the torso, but that's really the transformation. But you can see there's a little bit of play there. You got a bicep swivel. You got 90 degrees in the elbow. You do have a wrist swivel as well. Mine's really tight, but it is there. You can move that side to side. You have a waist swivel here, as you can see. You can kick pretty far forward, kick pretty decently out to the side. Can't really go back all that far because of the giant B butt, for lack of a better term. You have a thigh swivel there. You have pretty much 90 degrees there in the knee. And then, of course, you have the ankle tilt. And you got some pretty decent heels there. Now, if you really don't like the look of those heels, you could technically flip them around like this. This is how they come in the packaging, a little mistransformed there. But if you like that option better, you certainly could do that. But they do flip around for heels, which is nice. So yeah, overall, I really like him. I think he looks great, other than the few issues I have with the mold, but that's not really Buzzsaw's fault. That's just the mold. It's really just the bug legs. The bug legs just get in my way so much. But I really do like the wings. Now, you can kind of have the wings down if you like. I think the packaging has them down like that. I like them up. That's just me personally. The ball joints for the wings are a little loose on mine. They still hold. This one's even more loose than the other one. And you can kind of see that they were just kind of translucent wings that they painted black because it just kind of stops abruptly right there. But it's not a problem. And like I said, they look good. I just like them up just because I think that's a cooler look. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the bee transformation. If you're familiar with how Waspinator transforms, he's going to transform exactly the same way. We're going to start by kind of pushing the two bee head pieces together. And you kind of want to lift it up a little bit because otherwise this kind of crotch plate can get in the way. But you want to just close these together and they'll just snap like that. At this point you can lift up this whole section here. You can see that there were these two pegs here that pegged into the back. And you just have this hinge right here so that way you can lift this up. And that will peg in like so. The cool thing about this is you can actually move the pincers on the mouth. And I don't remember if Waspinator could do that or not. But that's really cool. I like that a lot. You can kind of flip them out to the side or collapse them down, which is really cool. So at this point, you're going to kind of bring this in like that with the shoulder. You're going to rotate at the bicep 90 degrees. And then you're going to rotate the hand inward 90 degrees. And you can see that they have a little peg here on the inside of the forearm. And that is going to peg in right there. There's one on each side. So you kind of want to bend this at the elbow. And then you want to peg that in. And it's a little interesting to kind of find it just because everything's cast in black. So it can be hard to find sometimes. But there we go. That pegs into the side there. So you pop that in. Rotate that 90 degrees, rotate the wrist back 90 degrees, and then bring this in and peg that into the side. So once you have that all done, you can rotate the bug feet to about there. That's kind of where they like to hang out. And if you want, you can move the wings into position as well. Really, you can do that at any time. But next, we're going to unpeg the purple part of the crotch. Like that. That's going to come down. You want to swing the legs a little bit forward. You want to bring this piece down here so that that kind of sits flush. So that's kind of putting the stinger all together there. You're going to take the purple piece and spin that, or might want to move this out. Spin that around 180 degrees. Bring it down. You can put this back into place. And then you want to take this. You can see that there is a tiny little tab right there. And that's going to tab in right there. So this comes down and will kind of pop into place. Bring these up like so. And you can hear it snap. It snaps really nicely into place. You're going to flip those heels around like so. And then you can kind of bring these in and peg these together. There's a tiny little peg on the inside right there. And that's going to peg in right there. And then you're going to take these pieces here that are on the back of the legs, and they're going to come up and tab on. See, these two yellow tabs that were on the sides of the forearms are going to go in between, and that's kind of a way to keep that all together. So bring this up and push that all together, and then you're going to flip the feet up like this to kind of cover the arms a little bit. And then it's just a matter of bringing the bug legs down and putting them into the right position. Like so. And then there you go. There is your wasp. Up one last step. Bring that stinger back in and plug that in where it goes. And then we are set. So here is our little wasp or hornet or yellow jacket or whatever bee this is supposed to be. I'm sure someone who knows more about bees will tell me in the comments exactly what kind of bee he is. But he looks cool. I like it a lot. Like I said, I just think for whatever reason, the cohesiveness of the yellow and the yellow and the yellow with the black throughout really just makes this guy work a little bit more. Waspinator is kind of mostly green and then has the giant yellow stinger. So this is just a little bit more cohesive. And like I said, you can kind of open up those pincers there on the mouth, which I think is really, really cool. I like that a lot. You still have the ball joint here for the wings, so you can move that all around. You can position the legs a little bit. They have a swing here and a swing there, so they just kind of have rotation a little bit. But yeah, overall, I think he looks really cool. I think it's a pretty decent little transformation. Like I said, exactly the same as Waspinator. But it just looks a little bit more cohesive this time, I think because the yellow runs throughout. But yeah, I think he's pretty cool. Honestly, I like Buzzsaw a lot more than I thought I was going to. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Waspinator mold the first time around, but this guy's given me a new appreciation for it. And while it is kind of the same color palette as Waspinator, I just think it's utilized a lot better here. It's a little bit more cohesive in both modes. I love the giant black translucent wings. I love that new head sculpt. I'm still not a big fan of the weapon. I think that was a little lazy. I think they could have done a little bit more with that. And I still don't really like the giant insect wings. It's just something that I didn't really care for on Waspinator. It didn't get any better this time around. Probably my only complaint. But it's not really Buzzsaw's fault. It's kind of the problems with the mold back with Waspinator. So there's no new problems. Just the same things I didn't like about the Waspinator mold before, I still don't really like. But I do think the new head sculpt and the new color scheme really does give me a little bit more appreciation. And I kind of like the insect mode a little bit better this time around as well, which doesn't really make any sense because that's pretty much exactly the same. But again, I think the unified color scheme really just makes it work a little bit better in my opinion. So I definitely recommend checking this guy out if you can. He is a Walmart exclusive, so check either walmart.com or your local Walmart store. But yeah, I think he's worth giving a shot. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.